Hi guys, welcome to another video. So in this video we are going to discuss about GS1, some modern history. So this video is completely in English for those who want to clear their exam in English and have the comfortable with the English language. And that is good also, because if you want to write in the English in an exam, so you have to understand in the English. You have to make the habit to understand in English the things. So let's start this. We are starting with the modern history, and I'll I'll provide you the notes. You can ask me in the comment section these notes, and we'll cover the entire chapter with the correct summaries. And these are notes are mostly based on the spectrum. So let's start this. So it's a Carnatic War and Kamti rule in Bengal. So let's start this. So first, what's a Carnatic War? A Carnatic War and the Company rules in Bengal industry. Introductions. So history is continuity. We can't clearly say that when one period ends and another starts, still for the ease of the studying purpose. Yeah, everyone knows that history is a continuity process. We can't clearly say that like the one period ends here and another starts here, because it's like a story purpose. Like everyone is making the things. So we mark the beginning of the modern India about around the mid 18th century, when the Britishers started ruling India until the present. So till now, different European countries made their trading companies and came to India to establish. Yeah, there's actually the biggest factors in the history of India is the colonizations of the India. Everyone was come here to to make the profits, because that time, and India was just like a golden sparrow. There's a couple of the resources are there, and there's a lot of the sea and trade routes, and that is a very good and healthy markets for the European companies. So everyone wants to get their hands dirty in this, and everyone want to get their business like to the skyrockets here. So till now, it's a different European countries made their trading companies and came to India to establish their factories. So these factories mostly in the coastal areas, like that is nearby the sea and easy for the sea routes. Like that time, the air routes are not developed and the sea routes are uh, very good and the level source and the cheap also compared to the other routes. And sea routes is only the way to connect the Europe and the Asian countries due to the existence of the sea between these countries. So these factories are mostly in the coastal areas like the Surat, Bombay, Nagapattinam, Masulipatinam, Pondicherry and Madras. The event which led to transfer the political powers in the hands of British company were as follows. So these are the some events. In the recently, these companies are only come for the trade. They don't have any motive of the political powers, and they don't have motive of the rule the India. But these powers has recently transferred. These powers are transferred due to the some events like the Carnatic Wars and Company rule in Bengal. It's the Battle of Plassey and the Buxar, Treaty of Allahabad, and dual system of Bengal. So we are just reading out the background of this. What's the Carnatic War? It's a 744 to 63. What's the background of this? So Carnatic was situated in the present coastal areas of Tamil Nadu and southern Andhra Pradesh. Its capital was Arcot. So Carnatic was also known as Arcot. So Carnatic is also known as Arcot. Arcot and northern Sirkas were under the control of Nizam of Hyderabad. So that time, like when the Britishers was came to India in the mid 18th centuries, Mughal Mughals were the rulers in India. The Mughal dynasty is the biggest rulers in India. After the Babur, after the Temur, Babur, then Humayun, Akbar, and then Shah Jahan, Jahangir. So Mughal dynasty was the biggest rulers that time. So Nizam that time, so Arcot and northern Sitras was under the control of Nizam of Hyderabad. And to the Nizam recognize the authority of Mughals, but still they are autonomous. Like through the Nizam, they recognize the authority of the Mughals, but they are autonomous. Like we are just come here to trade. We don't want to get the hands dirty in the political affairs. So our court has the most of the ports. Like our court has the most of the ports of that time. So the Carnatic War also happened in this season. British ports Madras, Fort St. Thomas, Pondicherry and Cuddalore. French port is only one port, is the Karilkal. So what's the reason of the Anglo-French War that time? So what's the reason? Now in the beginning of 18th century, the English and the French were competing with each other to establish their supremacy in the world. Like that time, there's a World War II. No, not the World War, sorry. That time, the Britishers and the French want to rule over the world. And they are just fighting with each other to establish their supremacy on the world. Like who is better and who is more stronger than the others. So British and the French are the two big colonies that time, and both of them used the political turmoils prevalent in the India as a result of decline of Mughal Empire. So they just want to use the political turmoil, like the political relevance and the political conspiracies, to decline of the Mughal Empire, or to decline of the Mughal Empire, because that time Mughal Empire was the biggest empire in the world, in the India, and they they want to collapse that, they want to collapse that empire, because after that they have cleared the way to run the political influences in the India. So that's why they do that. So what's the Anglo-French rivalry? In the beginning of 18th century, English and French were competing with each other to establish the supremacy in the world. So both of them used in the political turmoils prevalent in India as a result of decline of Mughal Empire in the favor and indulge in the internal politics. The Anglo-French rivalry in the India was manifested in the Carnatic region and in Bengal. So was the first Carnatic War. This is the Austrian War of Succession. Like English ships, like once the English ships attacked the French merchant ships. So that time the Dupleix, the French governors to the East India Company, attacked the Madras and captured it. Like first the English ships attacked the French ships, and Dupleix, the French governor to the East India Company. This is not the East India Company of Britishers. This is the East India Company of the French. Attacked the Madras and captured it, because this time the French are won and Britishers are defeated. Britishers were defeated. La Bourdonnais, the French governor to the Mauritius, because La Bourdonnais is a friend of the Dupleix, was a friend of Dupleix, brought the navy to help the Dupleix, and England surrendered there. English then went on to ask help from the Anwardun, the Nawab of Carnatic. Like once the England surrendered there, the English is surrendered there, then English then went to ask help from the Amruddin. Like we had surrendered against the French, so help us to win this war. The French asked for the help from the Chunda Sahib, brother-in-law of the Amruddin. And then there's a reason of the Battle of Adyar. Then after that, there's a Battle of Adyar between the English plus Amruddin and French plus Chunda Sahib. So Battle of Adyar, French victory. Few 300 French company soldiers were able to defeat more than 100 soldiers of the English company, because they are highly trained. The French army was highly trained compared to Britishers at that time. This increased the morale of the French soldiers. Like we are highly trained and we are very capable compared to the English, and we can win any war. Overall, the inconclusive war. So this is a conclusive war between the French and English. So what is the significance of this? This proved the superiority of the European company soldiers over the Indian troops. Like due to this, like there is a superiority of the European soldiers. Like European soldiers are more trained and the capable compared to the Indian soldiers. Like Indian Rajas, Indian kings only have the large number of the armies, but they only have the quantity. They don't have the quality. So that thing understand by the French that time. Peace treaty. Axelli Chapli. Axelli Chapli was signed in Europe, which led to the end of the First Carnic War. Like there's a peace treaty that is signed by the Axelli Chapli, that's a French governor, was signed in the Europe, which led to the end of the First Carnatic War. So now this is the Second Carnatic War. So what's the reason of this? Yeah, the Europeans' interference in the internal politics of the Hyderabad and Arcot. Like so Second Carnatic War is the 1749 to 1754. The Europeans interfered in the internal politics of Hyderabad and Arcot. So there's a story behind this because the Hyderabad Nizam were died, and that time there is a conspiracy or there is a conflict between the family members of that Nawab, like who is going to run the empire now. So that time the European companies take the benefit of the internal politics, like the French and English. French is Duplex, the governor, and English is Robert Clive. So French Duplex supported the Arcot, Chanda Sahib, and Robert Clive supported the Muzaffar Jung. Just I think there's some problem in this. Just a minute. So in this time, French Duplex support the Chanda Sahib, Arcot, and take the help of the Hyderabad Muzaffar Jung. And English Robert Clive support the Amruddin and held the Nasir Jung. So it is the Arcot dispute between the Amruddin, son of Nawab, and the Chanda Sahib, brother-in-law of the Amruddin. Amruddin was deported and killed in 1949 by the joint forces of French, Chanda Sahib, and the Muzaffar Jung. And there is a defeat of the Britishers also. So Hyderabad is a Nizam. Hyderabad's Nizam, Asaf Jung, died in the 1748, and his son Nasir Jung succeeded him. But the Muzaffar Jung, Nasir's cousin, opposed him. But Nasir Jung was murdered by his own noble, and the French voted to topple the government and to form a new government. Like French want to support the government and form a new government. So this is something. Arcot's Nawab is Chanda Sahib now, and the Hyderabad Nizam is the Muzaffar Jung. Muzaffar Jung is the same person that supported the French against the war in the Arcot. So that time Duplex power was at the heights during those periods because French were won everywhere. So Muhammad Ali, the son of the Amruddin, took the Britishers' force to capture the throne of the Arcot. And the Robert Clive captured the Arcots in the daring attack and defended it for the 50 days till the reinforcement. French was also rebutted at the Trichipilli and the Kaseri-Patnam. Chanda Sahib got defeated and they killed at Tanzore. Muhammad Ali became the new Nawab of the Arcot. In the 74, Duplex was recalled by the French company director for getting involved in the internal politics of the India, causing the many deaths. At that time, The French government was noted like the duplex was not working there for the profit. They are just interfering in the internal politics of India. That's why they recalled him. So there's a treaty of Pondicherry to stop the Second Carnatic War, signed between England and France to bring an end to the Second Carnatic War. Next was the Third Carnatic War, reason the 7-year wars, 1756 and the 30s, which are fought around the globe. Like there's a war in the globe between the French and the English to make the colonies of the India. So what's the events? France got the initial success in the Carnatic, but in the Battle of Plassey campaign, Robert Clive defeated the France and expelled them from the Bengal. So Duplex was not there that time. This was the first Carnatic War fought outside of the Carnatic. Sir Ericut, England defeated the Count d'Ailly French at the Battle of Bondivosh, and the English captured the North Sears. So what is the Treaty of Paris? Like France was defeated by the England in the 7 years war, and this is the first winning of the English. So that's why the treaty was signed at Paris, which was enforced in India also. The French could retain the factories only in the Pondicherry and Chandernagore. They were not allowed to do the military expansion further in India. And the French powers was demolished in India after the Third Carnatic War. Even after the wars, the French tried to limit the English dominance by helping the anti-company rulers like Tipu Sultan, Maratha kings, etc. to strong opposition against the English. So this is all for the today lecture. We will continue from here in the next video.